So what is shaking, everyone? I'm your host, Lawrence, over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and today, of course, we're back with the Real Hot 10. In this video, I take 10 books from the Key Collectors app runners-up list. Some great books sell on that list every week, and today I feature 10 of them that had some really great sales. Before we get started in the video, like always, I remind you guys, if you're not a current sub to the channel, hit that sub button, smash the like button for yours truly, and with that said, let's get into this week's Real Hot 10. Starting us off this week at number 10 is Tales to Astonish number 91. This issue features the first cover appearance and second overall appearance of Abomination. Published in 1967 by Marvel and covered by underappreciated artist Gil Kane, it makes the Real Hot 10 this week with an all-new high sale in a CGC 9.8, selling for $2,740, up 63% since 2023. Not a major key by any means, but if you're going to shell out that kind of cash for a second appearance, I just can't do it. Coming in at number 9 this week is Famous Funnies number 215. Published in 1955 by Eastern Color, this Golden Age beauty features cover art by Frank Frazetta and portrays Buck Rogers fighting off an octopus. Doesn't get more old school than that, right? It makes the list this week with an all-new high sale in a CGC 5.5, selling for $2,280, up an insane 172% since 2017. I'm sure this one is pretty hard to come by if you're a Buck Rogers fan or collect Golden Age comics. Either way, this one comes with a hefty price tag. Another amazing cover makes the list at number 8. It is House of Secrets number 88, with incredible cover art by the late great Neil Adams, and published in 1970 by DC Comics. This Bronze Age horror beauty is highly coveted by Neil Adams fans as well as Bronze Age horror collectors. It makes the runners-up list with a high-grade sale in a CGC 9.0, selling for $750, up an incredible 151% since 2020. Seems like Bronze Age horror comics are still hot right now, and collectors are paying up for high-grade copies. Back-to-back Bronze Age horror this week at number 7, it is DC 100-page Super Spectacular number 4, published in 1971 by DC Comics. This spooky shock story from cover to cover features iconic artwork done by Bernie Wrightson, the godfather of Bronze Age horror. It makes the Real Hot 10 this week with another high-grade sale in a CGC 8.5, selling for $960, up a whopping 126% since 2023. Coming in at number 6 this week is Action Comics number 19, featuring this iconic cover by Joe Shuster. Published in 1939 by DC Comics, this early Soups makes the list this week with an all-new high sale in a CGC 2.0, selling for $3,360, up 46% since 2021. If you're a Superman fan or you like collecting classic covers, this is one of the best covers in the Action Comics run. If you're not going to buy a key issue, a classic cover is the next best thing. Let's take a break from the list right now and feature a Mark Jewelers comic that sold for a hefty price tag just this past week, in a segment I'm calling the MJ Book of the Week. This week we have an Amazing Spider-Man number 238. This, of course, is the first appearance of the Hobgoblin. For those who don't know, a Mark Jewelers insert was a 4-page advertisement bound into the centerfold of a comic that was distributed by stores near military bases or on site. Approximately only 5% of the print run included these advertisements. We had 2 copies that sold this week, one in a CGC 9.8, selling for $15,400 with no previous data available, and the other in a CGC 7.0, selling for $750, up 75% since 2022. For value context, a 9.8 newsstand sold for only $1,804, and a 7.0 sells for only $227. I hope whoever bought that 9.8 made sure to check the CGC registry. Back to the list at number 5 this week is All-Star Comics number 41. In this issue, Black Canary joins the Justice Society of America. Not a major key by any means, but still a beautiful cover and a minor story of importance. Published in 1948 by DC Comics, it makes the Real Hot 10 this week with a modest sale in a 3.0, selling for only $662, but up 43% since just this past August. An affordable minor key if you're into the Justice Society of America. I was shocked to see this sale this week at number 4. It's Captain Marvel number 26. This issue features the first cover and second overall appearance of Thanos. Could Thanos be heading back to the MCU? Who knows, but what I do know is that someone paid up big time for this book in a CGC 9.6 with a monster sale of $1,200, up 33% since 2022. Although I love Thanos, I think $1,200 to shell out for this one is a little bit too much. But what do you guys think? Dropping 2 spots to number 3 this week is Masters of the Universe, He-Man and the Power Sword. This first of 4 illustrated books was printed and packaged with Masters of the Universe action figures. Last week we had an incredible sale in a 9.8 selling for $5,000. This week an 8.5 makes the list, selling for $475 with no previous data available. With the new Masters of the Universe movie filming as we speak, I think this may be the beginning of the toys and comics starting to sell for higher prices. At the 2 spot this week is Uncanny X-Men number 1. But not the X-Men number 1 you were thinking of, it's the Australian reprint of X-Men number 1. Published in 1975 by Marvel, this international comic makes the hot list this week with a new high sale with an incomplete 4.0 selling for only $375 with no previous data available. The copy itself was a blue label noting that it was missing the swap card. I don't know about you guys, but I've been getting into these international comics, and I think it's awesome to see some of these iconic covers show up in foreign variants. And finally, at the top spot this week, numero uno, number 1. It is one of my favorite covers of all time. Fantastic Four number 12, but not the US edition, but the UK price variant. This issue features the first meeting between the Incredible Hulk and the Fantastic Four. This comic also is the first time a character with its own title crosses over with other characters with their own title. It makes the top spot this week with an incredible sale in a CGC 6.5, selling for $1,845, up an amazing 97% since 2018. Honestly, I can't help but think that maybe someone didn't notice that 9D in the upper left-hand corner and purchased this one thinking it was a US edition. So that's it for this week's Real Hot 10, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I wish more people were watching this series of videos because every week there's some great unknown and known keys that not a lot of people talk about. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics Collectibles saying thank you for watching, happy collecting, and I'll talk to you guys soon.